Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Funs with Hans, episode 2. Another idea that I have was midweek special. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that, or we can just keep it Funs with Hans. I got good news and I got bad news, and I got some super hot, spicy topics today. The good news is, well, it's Wednesday. You've made it through half of the week. If you're lucky, your Wednesday's almost over, so it's just 2 days to go. Some of you are just working right now, and some of you are just getting your work started, so hang on. Most of the work is done, a few more days, and then it's the weekend. Of course, if you're lucky enough to have the weekend. So that's the good and the bad news. The bad news is, well, there's still a couple of days to go, so hang in there. This is basically the second time that I'm doing this episode. I've done it on Monday. I tried to be, well, not even on time. I tried to be like even early because I had a couple of mornings free and I had a bunch of things to do, including ranked video, which I've done, this video, which I've done on Monday. I need to do the special compilation episode 6, I believe. That is going to take a lot of work yet, but I've done a lot of things in the past couple of days. In the mornings, I've been really creative, so yay and no. Since I've done this episode on Monday, which is supposed to be published on Wednesday, I had a couple of days of downtime. Like anything that happened on Monday, like afternoon and evening, anything that happened Tuesday and early Wednesday is completely going to not make it into the episode because I've already done the episode. And of course, something had to happen. Couple of things, some really super hot spicy topics I want to talk about. One is concerning me privately. And one is concerning our beloved World of Warships game, and this is where I'm gonna need all of you to get engaged. Before we continue, in the background, you will be watching 2 games today. First played with a battleship, tier 8, on Trap. And the second one is going to be played in a completely different ship of a different tier on the same map from the same side. These 2 games are going to show you what kind of games I had in the past week and the kind of teams I was playing with and against. Very shocking results, I would say, both games, and very heartbreaking end games. Whether they're wins or defeats, I will not spoil, but the endings of both of these games are remarkable to say the least. And I think, I'm not sure where they actually both played on Monday. There's something special about Monkey Mondays. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but weekends can be bad in World of Warships, but Mondays, they're truly the worst. Okay, so a few things that I want to talk about today. I will start with the first super hot spicy topic. Because this topic is the reason why I'm redoing the entire episode. Like, I'm scrapping the entire video that was already rendered, recorded, edited, published, progressed, processed, everything on YouTube. It was legit just 2 clicks away from being just, up there for you to see. And that is, as you may know, on 30th, or if you're on EU like I am, on 31st, the new patch is coming to World of Warships, and that's supposed to be 080. It's going to be some huge changes, including carrier rework. This has been postponed for a week. This patch should be happening, well, if you're watching this on Wednesday, tomorrow. On Thursday, because Thursday in World of Warships is the patch day, and that's when it's supposed to happen. They always do the patches on that day. But it already got postponed for a week because I don't know, they weren't ready, things weren't working as intended, maybe both. Maybe they needed a couple of extra things to fit in, fix, change, balance. I don't know. And on top of all of that, clan battles have been extended, some campaigns have been extended, so that's all kind of good. Because I could definitely use an extra week for clan battles. However, this week has been pretty buggy. If you played, especially on EU, and I think this is mainly just EU, I'm not sure if it happened on other servers as well, but the entire EU server has been going up and down for days. The first day, I already did like 4.5 hours of stream, so I could have just called it, no problem, but I had an intention of playing a bit more. And then the servers collapsed. So that was not really fun. So we just done a couple of other things and just called it a day. So it wasn't a big deal, but okay, you know, the game let you finish your match, and then when the game would be over, you would be stuck. It wouldn't even be the result screen. You wouldn't even get the results. It's like when the game stops, it freezes because the match is over, and then you're waiting for the music to come, and then you're waiting for the team results. Well, in between all of that, the game would just freeze, and you would wait for a few minutes, and then it would just disconnect you. It will throw you to the connect interface, where you wouldn't be allowed to connect. You would type in your email and your password, you would click, and then you would wait another few minutes, and then the game would tell you server's busy or maintenance or whatever. That was the bad news, and that happened the day afterwards as well. Izo actually invited me to play, and we divisioned up. And the very first bloody game we played, a whole bunch of people, I think it was the first game, a whole bunch of people just stumbled on our stream and said like, oh my god, the servers are down again. So they were wondering how we're still playing, but we just basically started. And the server does allow you to somehow finish the match that you started. So the second that the game was over, of course, the same process happened again. And then we were waiting for like 10-15 minutes for this to get fixed, but no luck. I heard a day before people were waiting for like 4 or 5 hours. Izo just called it immediately, went to play something else, and I just switched to NA server, NA client, because I had it. Played a couple of games there, and then apparently servers came back online, so we swapped back to EU. But I heard that a couple of times after that they went down again. So whatever it is that Wargaming is doing, whatever is happening, is just had a problem, was messing up the live server. Now, I can really sincerely hope that it's not because of the upcoming upcoming patch. And we all very well know that every time Wargaming patches the game, they manage to break something in between. Now, this is not me pointing fingers or mocking. I think it's pretty natural because you don't know exactly how things are going to interact with each other until you merge them. Sure, you can create a test server, which is called PDS, and you can close it, you can open it, you can invite as many people as you like, but it's never going to be the same as it's going to be on the live server. And naturally, more people play, more glitches and weird things are gonna happen. Especially when there's big patches like this one. 080 is going to be one of the biggest patches the game has received in a very long time. There is so many things that are going to get changed that I can't even remember all of them. But carrier rework being one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest ones. The current so-called RTS gameplay, where you basically watch the carriers from the top-down view, is going permanently away. I don't think you're going to be ever again able to play it. The new type of gameplay is going to be similar to what you're seeing right now on the screen. It's just you're controlling a ship, and the new carrier rework is going to be you're going to be controlling a plane. Just not one, you're going to be controlling a squadron of planes. But they are all going to simultaneously respond by your commands. You're going to be flying them with WASD keys, although they are basically flying without you, just like the ship is sailing without you. They have speed and they're going in the one direction, and you occasionally need to turn. You can slow them down by pressing reverse. You can speed them up by pressing W. There's speed boost and stuff like that. But that's the kind of a gameplay that's coming. The good news is Wargaming is aware of this, and being the company that they are, which I can never praise enough when it comes to these type of things, as much kind of crap and banter and pointing the finger that I give them for some things, hats down when it comes to things like this. I know with certain other companies, they just don't care. You will be compensated for, I think, 2 days of World of Warships premium account. I'm not sure if this is just World of Warships all across all 3 accounts, all 3 games. Sorry, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be just, you know, World of Warships 1, which is the best one, honestly. And all the clans are going to get compensated with 2,000 oil, which for those of you who are part of the clans, you can use it for, I think, upgrading your clan structures and stuff like that. So that's the good news. Because a lot of people have been playing clan battles during the past couple of days, and I've heard and saw reports on my Discord and stuff like that that people are just getting disconnected mid-clan war games, which is totally not pretty. Because everybody's trying to farm some victories for extra steel and stuff and get the precious points and wins that they need. So yeah, Wargaming is nice to basically compensate people who had played, not who had encountered issues, who had just played on the live servers in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, I'm not sure. So thumbs up for that. Now all of this leads to the very spicy thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm not gonna tell you who I talked with, what we exactly talked about, and is it going to have an impact or not? That's entirely up to you. I can tell you that it has caught people's attention. I was curious. That's how it all started. I was legit curious because somewhere someone talked about the carriers and stuff and how, is it good, is it bad, is it going to be game breaking, is it going to murder the servers, of people going to leave. Some people are already threatening that they're going to leave the game permanently. Some say they're going to just take a leave and come back when the game gets fixed and stuff like that. I mean, they're making a huge change on a live server, and that is significantly probably going to have an impact on the game. A significant impact. I'm just hoping it's not going to break it, because you know that I like to play occasionally carriers, and if you are long enough on my channel, whether you're a YouTube fan or a Twitch fan or both, you know that occasionally I post a game from carriers, various different tiers, various different types and nations. I tested Graf Zeppelin. I have all of them in game. I played all of them. I grinded them all. Didn't free XP any of them. I always found it fun to play. It's a tough learning curve. It takes a bit of time and control and all that stuff. But once you learn it, once you master it, if the UI was working correctly, I would never had any hate for them. My major reason why I had hate for these things was because the UI was broken. The current carriers are just not working properly. Could some things be rebalanced? Of course they can. Like AP bloody bombs. I think those things are absolutely broken. Could certain carriers be rebalanced? Maybe better or worse, faster or slower planes, more damage, less damage, more planes, less planes. That's not the thing that we're talking about here and that we're going to be talking about right now. I was curious. I posted a simple question on my Discord. Pick one of 3 things. I want new carriers in game, the current CV rework, and respond with an appropriate emote. For those of you who are on the Discord, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, you basically just pick one of 3 emotes, which represents one of 3 questions. So I want new carriers in game, the current CV rework, which is now live on PTS. Or I want old carriers to stay as they are, no rework, just improved UI. Okay? Or the third option, I want carriers out of the game completely. With those 3 options, I pinged like 5,000 people on my Discord, and I got a bit surprised with the answer. Now, I'm pretty sure some people will be like, yeah, but this is not a surprise, everybody knows this. Nah, it's not true. It's not true. People tend to stick to people that agree with them. And you get to be surrounded with people who agree with you for various different reasons. Or love you, or respect you, or whatever. I'm trying to reach as widest audience as I possibly can, because I want to know, do people want the carriers in-game at all? And if so, which ones? New ones or the old ones? Now, you can, of course, join my Discord and leave a vote there, but in the process of me making this episode, I have asked my moderators if they could come up with a survey where you will be able to click on the link and answer these questions and a bit more details, like which server you play on, did you play the new carriers, how many games, did you play the old carriers, how many games, and stuff like that. I wanted this to be a really short, simple survey, but then I realized that it caught some people's attention, and that it might have a bigger impact than I initially thought. So a couple of extra questions have been added. It's very short, like all the questions that I just told you, that's it. If anything gets added in between, you should be able to do this in like a minute of your time. It should be really, really simple. It should be ready by the time that this episode is going to be published, because I'm making this right now at Tuesday evening. By Wednesday morning, when this video is going to be published, which already is if you're watching it, of course, there should be a link in the comments and in the info below the video, which you will just be able to click and then answer a couple of these questions. They shouldn't require you to do any typing. It should be really straightforward and pretty simple, where you're just going to click the thing. You're going to be given a couple of options. You're going to choose the one that's your answer or closest to your answer. I do realize that some people are going to be like, yeah, but neither of these things are exactly what I love or hate about it. I understand. Try to pick whatever is closest to your answer, and we might have a bigger impact with this than we initially thought. Because Wargaming does like their spreadsheets, surveys, stats, and stuff like that. And here you get a chance, you get an opportunity to vote for something that is going to greatly impact your game on a daily basis and everyone else's. And the results are not going to be hidden. You will be able to see results. And I will talk about results in a next episode of Funs with Hunts. And I will probably show you the results as well. Because we all know that Wargaming has their own spreadsheets and stats, and they pretty much very often sounds like we are talking about one thing and everybody you bloody know agrees, and then Wargaming comes out and say, but stats are saying completely other thing. Who are these people who are saying different things? Here, you will be able to express your, in a way, not express your feelings really, but just point out to what you think is good or bad and stuff like that. You will not be called out. Nobody will know what you voted for. And nobody's going to talk about any specific people who voted for it. We're just gonna discuss results, so have no fear when it comes to that. You can vote whatever the hell you want. And I will give this a couple of days, and I will forward the results to Wargaming directly, to developers, and we will see what comes out of it. Because if the results are greatly different from what they expect it to be, from what they think it's gonna be, then they might do something about it. If the results are going to be as they expected it to be, it's going to be even bigger encouragement for them to proceed whatever the hell they're doing. I am totally not going to tell you what to vote for, and I will not tell you what of those things I would personally vote for, because I do not want you to be biased towards your decision one bit. Just take the answer that you want from your heart. What you truly believe that it would be better for the game. Whether I personally would agree with you or not, it is completely irrelevant. Okay? And I thank you in advance for a minute or two of your time and your answers. I would also love to ask you if you could take that link and share it. Don't be aggressive and don't spam, but share it on places where you think people would listen. People would participate. Spread the message. Let's get as many people voting as we possibly can across all servers. I'm pretty sure one of the questions is going to be which server you're on. Simple as that. So just spread the word. I'm begging you not to spam it and be aggressive with it and intrusive on other people's Discords and YouTube videos and stuff like this. But if you know a place where you can leave it without tagging anyone or everyone, just subtle. Just, here, dudes, here's a big thing that's about to happen. It might have an impact, it might not. Please feel free. It's a minute of your time. Vote, and who knows what comes out of it. I would really appreciate it. I am getting absolutely nothing out of this. This is just a curiosity survey that actually might have a bigger impact than I originally thought. Which is why I'm redoing the entire damn episode just to talk about this, because this was not included in the original episode. I don't know, have I missed anything? That's pretty much what I wanted to say about that. I mean, it's a huge topic, and it's really spicy. And what happens with the carriers could greatly impact the outcome of a lot of people's opinions and the game itself. Whether they're gonna play it, not play it, love it, enjoy it, be I really, really hope that whatever Wargaming decided to do, whatever they implement with a new patch, I really hope it doesn't break the game and it doesn't push people away. Whether it will bring more people to the game than it's currently bringing, I don't know. I can't say that I don't care. I'd love to, of course. More people, more fun. I'm just, you know, fingers crossed. But this is one of the ways to show them what we think. So, let's move along swiftly. There was a couple of more things that I wanted to talk about. Well, a couple of days ago, there was a World of Warships official stream where they presented the upcoming nerfs and buffs to some of the ships in the game. And one of the things that I wanted to mention was battle cruisers, which do not actually, as a class, exist in the game, but are very much present since a while ago, were getting a nerf. But there was a problem between the community, and people were very much responding with Russian bias, Russian bull, blah blah. This is not fair. This is so obvious. Russian company, Russian bias towards Russian ships. What are we talking about here? Alaska, which is still not published, even though it's final, and Azuma, which is definitely not published yet, are getting nerfed the fire duration on that ship, on those ships, is gonna last from 45 seconds to 60 seconds. Now this of course means if you do not use the repair party. If you use, then clearly you're gonna stop it. But of course, once you use your repair party, there's a big chance that you might get set on fire again. And if you do, you will not be able to put it out faster than 60 seconds. And that is going to be leaving you with 15-second longer fire duration every time you don't have a repair kit or you decide to not use it because you're not a noob that wants to use it for one fire. Let's put it that way. Pro tip of the day, do not extinguish single fires, especially if you're a battleship, and very often even if you're a cruiser. Shit, even if you're a DD. It's not always worth it to extinguish one fire. The bigger the ship, the bigger tick damage the fire is going to take, but the bigger HP pool you have anyway, and most of these high tier ships have heals, okay? And second tip of the day, which I have to kind of stop with the topic that I was talking about and just say a couple of things. I have seen such a huge increase of people extinguishing single fires lately. It's not funny. What's even worse is the amount of battleships that think survivability expert skill is good. It is not. You have a 97,000 HP Yama, you do not need to make it 100,000 HP Yama. That's the stupidest thing you could do. Why? Because that 3,000 HP that cost you 3 skill points is giving you 1 extra shell. And you're gonna eat 1,000 shells throughout the game, if you're playing properly at least. 1 shell, 1 pen. That's it. You could use that 3 skills on so many better things and in better ways. And when I tell people go for survivability build, I don't mean survivability expert skill. That goes only on destroyers, because a couple of thousand HP on DD is a lot bigger portion of HP added to him than it is to a battleship or a cruiser even. So don't do it, okay? And for the love of God, stop repairing one fire. It's not worth it. The second I see you repaired one fire, I will call my entire team to focus fire on you so we can set 2, 3, maybe even 4 permafires, and you're gonna burn to death. Don't do it. Stop doing those things, folks. It's not funny. Okay, now that we got that out of the system, the big commotion and the big problem with these things was Alaska and Azuma are getting this nerf, but Kronstadt and Stalingrad, which are considered kind of OP, especially the Stalingrad, are not getting it. What kind of bullcrap is that, Wargaming? Well, here's the thing. First of all, Wargaming does not very often. They have a rule. They don't want to change the premium ships which are already been released, published, whatever you want to call it. Because people have paid money for it, and it's not the same. If they change a ship in game, well, they change it. You may like it, you may not, but it is what it is. But if you paid money for it and then they change it, they kind of feel that that's not really fair. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree. So, no one would matter a buff, right? But everybody's gonna lose their minds if it's a nerf. So they tend to not do it as often as they can, which sometimes results in really stupid OP ships, which just people didn't realize, or Wargaming didn't realize, or testers, or even us community contributors. We didn't realize that certain ship was a bit too powerful. And then it gets in full release, you start playing it a bit more, you get good with it, and then you realize, my god, this thing is kind of broken. This thing is OP. And I will continue on that subject in a bit. So the Kronstadt and Stalingrad have all been released for a while, and the thing about it is, well, how do you change them now? Well, they decided to go out of their way and change it anyway. So you can calm your man titties, it's gonna happen. Kronstadt and Stalingrad are both getting nerfed with Alaska and Azuma. All 4 of them are gonna have 60-second fire durations instead of 45. Now, for Kronstadt, this is really bad news because I don't think that ship is overpowered anyway. And for Stalingrad, yeah, that's gonna have probably an impact, and it's gonna be a bit easier to take her down because that thing is a bit OP. Speaking about OP ships, I have been preparing for ranked tier 9 for a while now, because as you may know, the new rank season that's coming, it's not going to be just a normal rank season, it's not going to be a sprint rank season, it's going to be a regular rank season in a different way. First of all, the change is going to be ranked tier 9. It has never ever been before been put into tier 9, and that is going to leave, well, that's going to put everybody that are YouTubers, streamers, community contributors in general, and anyone that's giving any sort of advice in a bit of a pickle, because it's going to be impossible to know for sure what's going to be good or bad. Now, I have already made this video, and it's ready to be published later this week. Hopefully, I don't have to redo that one as well. And there is not a single best pick. There's very powerful picks, kind of less valuable, and very valuable, less powerful. Just a no, definitely yes. There's not just, oh, pick this and you win. Like, when it was the rank sprint season in tier 6, I just tell people T61. If I'm correct, T61 is going to be the best pick. And I played the entire season, and a lot of games were with Farragut and T61. And it was absolutely true. You take T61, you're good to go. It can do anything. No such luck in tier 9 though. I already made a video about it, so I'm not going to lose any time over it here. And it's going to be like 48-50 minute video. So I hope I cover everything there and you find all your answers. However, this ranked season is going to be an arms race as well. And that's two factors which are going to make things very hardly predictable and very hard to balance. So good luck to you all one more time. But because of this, I have been playing tier 9s a lot recently. Now, I usually play a lot of tier 10s because people are always intrigued to see what the tip of the spear, the strong, tip of the line, the best, the strongest ship in the tech tree is like. So they know what and why are they grinding for. And it's kind of nice to not be bottom tiered all the time. Even though after the rework it's less occasional, but it still does happen. And when it does happen, you often end up as being the only, let's say, tier 8, which is a bit of a pickle. But to not get sidetracked even further, tier 9 and arms race. So I couldn't just get into the video and say, yeah, this is the best pick, let's go. No, I had to do a bit of a research. I was playing for like weeks a lot of tier 9s and in the middle of a tier 10s. And I have played a significant amount of games with Harugumo and Kitakaze. Kitakaze is powerful because it has solid detection, 5.9, while still having ridiculous firepower. Harugumo is ridiculously powerful because it's got 10 guns in a DD with ridiculously strong fast rate of fire, a lot of HP, most powerful torpedoes in the game, and it's just, I think that ship is a bit OP. Like, no bullshit. I think Harugumo is a bit OP. I've played with it extensively, and I played against it enough to know that this thing is a pain in behind. It is insanely hard to deal against a Harugumo or a Kitakaze player that know how to play. I do realize a lot of people go out and say, oh yeah, but it's got major weaknesses. It's big, it's sluggish, it doesn't have defensive AA, it's not really fast, it fires torpedoes every 3 minutes. Yeah. I know all those things. But if you do play accordingly, and you do exploit your strengths, use islands, other people to scout for you, smoke screens, other people's smoke screens, land in general, positioning, awareness, you can do so much damage to anything. Anything. And of course, Harugumo takes BBAP. So, but I don't think that's enough of a balancing factor, like, honestly. I think they're just a bit too OP. And you can tell me in the comments below, of course, what do you think about this? Do you think they're OP? Or they're just powerful? Do you like them? Do you not like them? And if you would like them to get changed, like, what would you change? Because you can't make them any more bigger or clunkier. They're already freaking big and clumsy. And kind of difficult to play, very easily to torp, very easily to drop by the carrier and stuff. But what you can do is a bit nerf their Daka, which is insane. They murder battleships, they murder cruisers, they murder destroyers, they murder carriers. They murder everything they lay their Daka on. It's insane. So I just wanted to mention that out there. I like these ships, and I hate them in the same time. Playing against them is beyond frustrating. If they know how to play it, unfortunately, or fortunately, depends how you look at it, a lot of people don't know how to play against them. With them, sorry. And if they don't, then they're easy to deal with, but if people know how to play them, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna pause talking about this for a second and just point you, in case you're just listening and not watching, to actually start watching right now. This is a pretty tough game that was played. We are 5 against 2 right now, if I see correct. We have more points. We have 2 caps against 1. It's just 1 Worcester and 1 carrier versus a whole bunch of ships and a carrier. All these dudes need to do is not die. It's simple as that. 5v2, plenty of points. The game is about to end. The timer is running out. All you need to do is just not die. Might as well just start running. There's nothing a Worcester and a carrier can do about the B cap. Watch this team. Just watch. Now, the first match has been played on this map in Massachusetts. And I was forced to do some ridiculous and desperate maneuvers and moves that I definitely didn't want to be. Positions that I didn't want to be in. Just to try to get victory out of a game that's just lost. Also, I do apologize for these stuttering, but this is the game replay. This is just how it works. One of the things that I hope Wargaming fixes is this replay system. Watch this Freddy's HP. Watch the time left on the clock in the upper right corner. Watch the points. If this battleship dies, we lose 60 points. They get 40 points. So we need to have at least 101 points advantage if this guy dies to win when the timer ticks away. And the amount of Daka that cruiser can do is pretty substantial. It's even crazier if it's a Harugumo, because it's a cruiser without a citadel. But yeah, just watch. Just watch this. In the meantime, I'm gonna start talking about the last topic that I wanted to say, and you will see some pretty scary pictures on your screen in a few seconds. This game is, of course, a defeat. We had a problem in our apartment. We had a leak because somebody had a flooding above us, and we kind of got it fixed. And then when a dude arrived, we told him, can you go take a look at our living room? There's what it seems like a paint has been cracked. And he scraped off the paint, and then we saw this. It's a wall that's cracked from legit the floor to the ceiling across the entire apartment, right down the middle. And here you can even see that it's like a double cracked. We had no idea, and we've been in this apartment for years. We had no idea that beneath that cracked paint, there's actually a broken wall. I think we're moving out of this apartment. I've been asking for just, a reason to leave, and I think I finally got one, because this shit looks pretty scary. We have already a new apartment that we have our eyes on. It's going to be twice as expensive, but there's going to be new opportunities for us. It's going to be a lot more bigger and cozier, and it's going to give me an opportunity to maybe even throw down streams with webcam and all that stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to it. You let me know what you think. Don't forget about the survey, please. Go do your thing, go do your part. Let's see what we can show to Wargaming. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed in this another episode of Funs with Hunts. I'm very much looking forward to making another one next week. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.